Welcome to my humble channel. Feel free to take a look around, but wipe your feet before you go in. I've got very expensive artifacts lying about, okay? Welcome to part 2. I just can't get over the lighting. I apologise profusely with how the lighting has drastically changed from the beginning of this video till now, but there's nothing I can do about it. So I apologise. I apologise that I'm literally just one shade of extreme white. It's shocking. Coming up.
Or is she controlling you?
She's controlling you.
We fell in love with her.
Oh, here we go.
But Lara Croft was in between of us.
I need to smoke a cigarette and have some Xanax after that.
No prizes for you this time, Lara.
There was this nurturing feeling that we were trying to install in the player.
You're not worried about me.
Yes, somebody has to.
Touching, but don't wait up.
Lara is a character in a computer game that you can care for, feel for. A perfect
Feel her
woman
up.
you can control with the touch of a button. Or is she controlling you?
She's controlling you.
When
She-
Tomb Raider was released, stories started...
Is she controlling you by touching her knobs? Pardon?
When Tomb Raider was released, stories started emerging of how obsession with the game and Lara Croft had started taking over people's lives.
So this bit now, this is actually talking about the darker side of Tomb Raider, the addictive side of Lara Croft. Like, this is going to talk about the people that were addicted to the game. Like, they would stay up, they would miss work. You know, it consumed them. Like an old artifact in a room. Once you pick it up, it consumes your soul. This is what this part of the documentary went into now.
When Tomb Raider was released, stories started emerging of how obsession with the game and Lara Croft had started taking over people's lives. When The Fat of the Land, an album by The Prodigy, had its release delayed, who was to blame? Lara Croft.
That is true. That is so true. The Prodigy, the big, you know, band from the 90s that were amazing. The second album, they weren't working on it because Tomb Raider came out and they were playing it. Like, it was delayed for like a long time because they were too busy playing it. They weren't making the music.
There was
Leroy.
I mean, obviously there was phone calls every day of how's it going and stuff like that. The managing director of it, he used to ring all the time. At the end of the day, if you told him it was going all right, then that was cool. Yeah, as far as he was concerned, we were in the studio, but we weren't.
They were twiddling with the knobs, weren't they? And thinking about me. The dirty bastards. They were giving the Robs a knob. They were rubbing the knobs.
You know, you just couldn't get off it. It was an addiction. You can't explain it. There's no such thing as a quick go on Lara Croft. I'd be on there sort of, you know, till 5, 6 in the morning some nights, and they'd totally ruin the pattern of my life. If people put as much effort into life and learning things as they do trying to conquer that game, you know what I mean? They'd all have better jobs and get on a lot further.
Well, that's triggering. Thank you very much, Leroy. That's very triggering.
It wasn't just pop stars who fell prey to her charms. Lara Croft even took the rap for goalkeeping gaffes.
That's just terrible. Get in your smaller
Match
box.
between Newcastle and Liverpool,
Rating up Steve when you gotta go.
England goalie David James was in far
He's attractive. I know who he is.
was in far from top form. He let in 3 howlers.
Oh
Again,
my God.
it was all down to Lara.
Lara, Sarah, Schmar, whatever her name is. I never ever heard this woman in my whole monster life until this shtick, when that schmuck David James, bless him, I shouldn't say that, I've made a few quid out of him.
You sound like a wonderful person, don't you? Made a couple of quid on him. Made a couple of quid on him. That's not a cigar.
Lara? Who the fuck's Lara? Don't know, but... No, I made a couple of quid from that guy. Don't matter. Don't matter, does it? Don't matter, does it? But he ruined my life.
Anyway, go on. What are you going to say?
Because he was up all night playing with that game, and he was bad that day. Bubbler was he bad. That day should have been played for Liverpool Street, not Liverpool Town.
I agree with that, though. That's true.
A Jewish word, Emma, to God's truth, I actually thought he said he was up all night with Tom Raider. And I just thought, you know, maybe he's...
Maybe he's you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Don't say out loud to me. You know what I mean? He's a gay. I think he's a puff. Not gonna say it though. You know what I mean?
That's iconic behaviour. Yeah, but who's got a pink cup on their table? I'm being very stereotypical here, but who's got a pink cup? You're talking about could be
Homosexual.
Look in the fucking mirror. Don't start.
Lara may be no more than software and polygons, but to some people, the emotions she inspires are very real.
Come on.
When I started to play the game first.
Vince, the fan. Another fan. This is... Okay, let's just take this in. I'm not going to say anything. Take it in.
When I started to play the game for the first time, I sort of like fell in love with her. I suppose I still am.
How's the therapy going, Vance? The choice of footage used is perfect. Because we know what he's thinking in his head. We do know. It's not like the way I love her. This is different.
She's got this amazing figure.
Yes, I do.
And this beautiful accent.
Oh, I know, thank you.
She's quite perfect.
He said I'm perfect? Thank you, Vince.
And you aren't going to find that in reality.
I'm sat right here. How dare you? I'm sat right here. How dare he? I'm sat right here. I mean, the lighting is not great because I've got a window that is shining, the sun's shining in my face, so I don't have a blackout. I don't look the best I've ever looked, but I'm still perfect.
So there's no point looking for it.
Oh my god, did you just hear what he said? She's perfect. You won't find her in reality, so there's no point looking for it. So he is, like, obsessed with her. Like, he's one of those people. I mean, this is just my opinion. This might not be true. Don't take it as whatever. But you know when people buy those interesting, expensive dolls online and spend all their time with them in their bedroom? That could be him. He had a custom one built of Lara, I believe.
There's no point looking for it.
Oh, I'm here though, Vince. I'm right here.
I've been on dates with all kinds of people, but I've never met anybody like Lara. Most of the dates I've been on aren't as pretty as Lara.
Like I said, Vince, I'm right here. I'm so cringe right now. This is just so funny though. I'm loving this.
But I would love to meet someone like Lara.
I'm right here, honey.
But it's probably impossible.
No, it's not. I'm right here.
If by contrast, she was modelled on Anne Widdecombe or Claire Short, people would be more inclined to shoot her.
Oh my god, this documentary gives and gives and gives, and we already now have 3 icons. We have Sexy Mark, we have the beautiful, hilarious bra lady, and we have Jokes a Lot, lives by himself, sex doll man. That was phenomenal. That was a phenomenal line.
If by contrast, she was modelled on Anne Widdecombe or Claire Short, people would be more inclined to shoot her.
That's like it came out of nowhere. Vince, you're my guy. I love you. Literally, I fell in love with 3 people already. I'm doing this. Oh look, I'm like my new adventure, Tomb Raider 3. Well, she doesn't speak an American accent, but you know what I mean? The really awkward one, just like this. My new adventure, Tomb Raider 3.
Each night, I beat myself rid of these fantasies.
Oh, yeah.
But it is indeed a test.
Oh, here we go. This is the fan. This is the fan. This is the second fan. Look at those eyes of pure lust and love for the most beautiful woman in the world. Well, it definitely can't be you because you look rough. This was when the lighting was at its worst. The sun was at its peak. It gets better. Don't worry. Here we go. Come on. This is really good.
As James Bosher knows only...
James Bosher. Not James Bond. James Bosher. Just as legendary, but not as famous and rich.
For countless wives and girlfriends around the world, Lara Croft has become the other woman.
Sitting down with the lights off, the TV on. And especially looking at Lara as well, didn't you, really?
You're not me. I hope you're happy with yourself. Because we're not.
Oh, don't. I mean, at first, it really did bother me in playing Tomb Raider all the time.
Note that they're married, they've got the same name, and they have children.
You know, I was like, oh, you're playing with Lara Croft again.
So are we going to go and play with Lara again, are you?
You know, any spare time normally we would spend together, but now he's playing Tomb Raider, you know, and I would just be sitting there quite bored.
Bores Kelly to bits.
He would say, are you okay? And I'm going, yeah, it's all right, you know. Pretending I enjoyed it just so I could be with him, really. But Lara Croft was in between of us.
Look at the girl swimming, look.
When Kelly was pregnant and I was playing it non-stop, I actually booked a week off work, Monday to Friday, just to play it.
But he's never took 5 days off to be solely with me. But he's took 5 days off to play with Lara Croft, which is a bit worrying at times.
But it took me 11 months to complete the second one.
It took you 11 months. Not because you're shit, because you can complete that game in less than 4 hours. It took you 11 months because you love to look at my boobies and my butt crack. Not spending time with your wife and your kid looking at me titties. What do you have to say for yourself? Really?
So I know the third and the fourth one will probably take even longer.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
I mean, I've just got used to it, really. That's men, I suppose. Their little fixations on things.
Rubbing their knobs.
But I'm sure he fancies me more than her, so it doesn't really worry me too much.
I've got news for you, sweetie. You're stupid. Honey, what are you doing? All you need to do... I can send you this wig if you want. But some glasses, get a green tank top on, and a bag, and it'll be fucking your night and day. There's a lot to unpack in that section, because that in itself, that 4 minutes could be a Netflix docuseries, because there's a lot to unpack there. A guy with a wife and a child who spends more time with a video game. She has this very suspicious haircut, and she's bringing up a child with someone who is so distant from what's happening around him. Think of the psychological effect that must have on everyone involved, apart from Lara Croft and the guy, you know, twiddling his knobs. Do you know what I mean? If anyone has an update, please let us know in the comments or anywhere else. Just let us know, please. I need to know. I need to know. Saying that, these kids are probably like 20 now. What happened? Are you okay? Are Mummy and Daddy still together? I'm holding back the tears because that actually makes me really sad. That really does. I'm holding back the tears because, look, I'm not messing this up. Are you fucking kidding? But no, seriously, that's really upsetting. I mean, What's that hair about, though? I'm very confused. Kelly, I think you're called Kelly. I love you.
You know, and I would just be sitting there quite bored.
Bores, Kelly.
He would say, "Are you okay?" And I'd go, "Yeah, it's all right," you know. Pretending I enjoyed it just so I could be with him, really. But Lara Croft was in between us.
Look, Dad, look at the girl swimming, look.
And there's a baby, there's a child coming into the world. Like, you should, when you have a child, you're supposed to spend your time with that child to, like, develop the child, to, like, you know, give the child as much as they need to develop. But also, you spend time with them, you see them grow, you see them do the funny things, like, you watch them become the person. But no, you're watching a digital girl with her boobs bouncing around, shooting lines and flipping over mountains. Shame on you. Shame. And I'm talking about hair, by the way.
I actually booked a week off work, Monday to Friday, just to play it.
But he's never took 5 days off to be solely with me. But he's took 5 days off to play with Lara Croft, which is a bit worrying at times.
And what I love as well is that literally she's being interviewed, speaking like quite at a high level, and he's literally just sat there behind twiddling with his knob. This is just the dynamic. Do you see what I mean? This needs to be a Netflix docuseries immediately. There's so much here to unpack. There's more levels than a bloody onion.
But I'm sure he fancies me more than her, so it doesn't really worry me.
I'm glad that's over now because I need to smoke a cigarette and have some Xanax after that. I'm glad that's over.
With Lara's sex appeal being sold around the world, it was hardly surprising that some people in darkened rooms would try and see a bit more of her.
Oh, yes. Yes. The mods.
The internet became the place people could see what, until now, they'd only imagined.
Feast your eyes on this, Lara.
Booby pics. Nude mods.
Could this be the very first computer-generated character that has had her clothes removed? It could.
Of course, you got Vince to talk about this. Of course. And of course he has a PC and he downloaded the nude mod. He probably still has the original file from back in the 90s that is probably so difficult to get hold of. He has it. You have it, don't you? Please give it to me. I've never seen it, you see.
It could be.
Pass it to me. We've found.
Give it to me.
You can download a patch from the internet, and that
the www dots. It's very new and happening.
That removes all the clothes apart from the gun belt.
Oh, now that's sexy. That is sexy. I'll give that to you.
Some things best left to their slumber.
I know there's one called Boob Raider, and I know they superimpose someone else's body onto Lara's face. Apparently you got to...
Well, I'm glad I didn't stream this. Is this available on YouTube, this part of the scene? This is very naughty. Like, these are actual boobs. Gonna have to blur this out, but I can see boobs here. Real boobs. Real boobs.
Certain part in a certain level.
No.
Keep jumping her back and forward.
No.
And apparently she takes her clothes off.
Nope. Doesn't work that way. He doesn't know what he's talking. He pretends like he doesn't know what he's talking about, but he has all the files with Vince. They're in like a little forum together, collecting all the dirty material, sharing the dirty material. They've got the biggest Lara dirty dossier in the world. I don't know what happened to him in my mouth, but these are the dirty dossier boys.
She was an easy target on media like the internet for people to go changing our pictures and, you know, doing things that we didn't agree with.
Don't start. I know you were the one that sent them the files in the first place. You're the operations director, for God's sake. Don't start with me. Don't do it. Oh, really?
She goes around shooting people in all the games. She takes precious artifacts, which is classified as theft, and she ventures into other people's property, which is trespassing. She's broken 3 fundamental laws, and including murder. It's funny how that can be acceptable to the game industry, but it's not acceptable for her to be nude.
Vince for Prime Minister. That's all I need to say on that matter. We can move on. Next time when I react to Lara Croft Lethal and Loaded, Living Lara.
Bizarre to have such a rule, but it was our only way of controlling the lookalike model.
Don't you dare control me. Cosplayers. They're just letting her in with a gun. Oh, I mean business, love it. I mean business. Don't miss it, darlings.